Good morning, church. Welcome to this edition of Checking In with Pastor Jim. It's July the 15th, 2020. Can you believe it? We've made it to the middle of the month. And today, the topic is technology. Yes, I want to talk to you about technology because Donna Early is very excited about the new app that can be used on your iPhone or smartphone. Maybe you have an Android. I don't know. I have an iPhone and I'm hoping to learn how to use it on that. So stay with me. I want to talk about technology because it's a much bigger issue than you might imagine. It's not just about a new app on your phone. It's about everything. It's about the world we live in these days. You may remember that there was an agricultural age before there was an industrial age. And now we seem to be in this age of technology when you can hardly function in the world unless you know how to use a computer or a smartphone, right? And here's the thing, our children and grandchildren are growing up in this world. They are what we call digital natives. But some of us did not grow up with technology. We are called digital immigrants. And it reminds me of that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Do you remember that? There's a scene in there where the Greek grandmother is escaping from the house. She's trying to go back to Greece, but she is dressed in old style Greek garb. She has this black dress that she's wearing and this kind of black headdress. And the thing about the grandmother, whose name is Yaya, is that she only speaks Greek. She has no English at all, and she doesn't want to learn English. She is Greek through and through and would love to be back in Greece. Her son, who plays the father in this film, he speaks English, but he speaks it with a Greek accent. In fact, he loves the Greek language, and he believes that every word comes from a Greek word. You may remember this movie. His daughter, who is the heroine of the film, she speaks English with an American accent. I think somewhere around Chicago is where this movie was made. So you have these three generations, and they're all dealing with American life and culture in very different ways. I believe that these days it's the same with technology. We have people who are resistant to technology. They don't want to learn how to use computers. They don't want to have a smartphone, so-called smartphone. They like a telephone with an old rotary dial, you know? They like that. They like just having a television set you can watch. Who needs a computer? And they are really resistant to getting on board with this whole technological age in which we live. Their children are trying, but they're not really good at it. They're kind of awkward and clumsy. They have to keep asking their children for help. And I believe that's where I am. I'm in that age of people who use computers and smartphones, but not naturally, not easily. I didn't grow up with it. I will always speak with an accent when it comes to technology. My daughters, Ellie and Catherine, they grew up with some technology. I remember Ellie used to play Oregon Trail on the old clunky computer we had with the dark screen and little green letters on it. But she was a little kid, and she's grown up with it. Now you should see the way she flies on her MacBook Pro. She's in advertising, and she has images all over her screen, and she can put images together so quickly. She can Photoshop, she can Instagram and FaceTime and Facebook and tweet and all the things that these young people know how to do. So I'm telling you all of that just to say, if you are resistant to technology, this might be a really good time to drop your resistance and get on board and just try to learn something, right? Get a 12-year-old boy to teach you how to use technology. Now, maybe I'm talking to the wrong people because you're all on Facebook this morning, right? And you're watching this live performance by your pastor who had to figure that out. Maybe I'm talking to the wrong people, but maybe you know some people who could use some encouragement. I talked to one the other day. He said, I would love to join you for that Bible study on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock. He said, but I don't have a computer. I don't have a smartphone. I don't know how to log on to the church's website and watch the webcast. Could you do this? He said. When you're watching the Bible study, could you call me up and then just put your phone close to the speaker so that I can hear the Bible study? Well, that was innovative, right? He's thinking. But I'm thinking maybe he should just spring for an iPad or something so that he can watch the webcast from First Baptist, if that's something he wants to do. And I believe he could learn how to do it. He is certainly smart enough. Now, all of that to say, this would be a great time to learn the use of technology. If you're not familiar with it, if you are a little resistant, just go ahead and dive in, right? You don't have to learn it all, but you could learn something new almost every day. Today might be a great day to learn something new. I'm going to see if I can show you what's on my phone. Let's see. Oh, look at that. This is something new for me. I learned this little bit of technology, but on my phone, I've got a picture of Yaya and Opa holding their new grandson, whose name is Leo. Right now, if I open up my phone, you can see all those apps on there, and I depend on a lot of those apps. Come to love some of them, like the Starbucks app down in the bottom right-hand corner. But up in the top left, in the most prominent position, I have put the new app from First Baptist Church. Just next to it is the old app, and you may recognize that. When I open it up, it says Shelby Next, and if I want to look somebody up, I can look somebody up. Let me see, I know that Linda Watts is in the group this morning. Let me see if I can look up Linda Watts. Oh, there she is. Look at that. There she is. If I tap on her picture, I can see what a beautiful face she brings to my phone. Thank you, Linda. So that's the old app, and it was a good one, right? Because you could look up individuals, you could look up groups, you could give online. But let's close that out for a minute and take a look at the new app. Oh my goodness. Welcome, Richmond's First Baptist Church. Look at that. And if you are able to see this, you can check what is the latest video. Let's see. Oh, there's a sermon on there. Sermon from a day ago. Look, this looks like maybe the children's sermon from this past Sunday, right? So look at that. All of these videos that are on here, which include special music, and here's Worship as a Verb with Ruth Such. It's wonderful. If I go back and look at, let's see, my other options, I can also click on the events. And there's First Baptist Wednesday evening supper. Doesn't it look fun? Do you remember that? You can pay for your supper using this app. Divorce Recovery Workshop is on here. And one of the reasons I'm showing you this app today is because very soon you will be able to register for Sunday morning worship at Richmond's First Baptist Church. We are using a reservation system just to make sure we don't get too many people in the building when we open up again, hopefully on August the 9th. If you have the new app on your phone, it's the simplest thing in the world to register for that event and to say, yes, I'd like to come to worship on August the 9th. If you don't have the technology, you can call and make a reservation by telephone. Please let your friends know that. But also let your friends know this would be a wonderful time to get on board with new technology, to get it on their phone, to get it on their iPad, to get it on their computer so that they can really stay in touch with the church family. One of my prayers during this time is that we would be able to stay connected to each other And this is one of the best ways to do it. Look at this. You can click on the People app and you see 1,728 of your closest friends on here. Tap the little icon in the upper right corner and you can discover FBC. Tap the little icon in the upper right hand corner. You can check in. Oh, it isn't currently activated. We'll look at that later. And you can see your own profile. Oh, there I am. I can edit. I can edit my payment methods. I can sign out. I can look at my church, Richmond's First Baptist. Well, there you go. That's just a quick preview of this wonderful new app. If you want to know more, Donna Early will be excited to tell you about it. She's the one who's been working to get this app to us. And I can't think of a more important time than now to have this kind of technology. It allows us to stay connected with each other. It allows us to give online. It allows us to register for worship services. It allows us to listen to music and sermons and prayers that are on the church website. You can keep yourself company with First Baptist Church all day long, if you want to. You don't have to. So, friends, I hope that today you will stay connected and stay connected to your church. And one of the best ways to do it is to download the new app. Now, you may see that on this group page, right at the top, there's an announcement where I have given you the link for the new app. If you don't want to open that up on your computer, you can open Facebook on your smartphone and go to this group and then download that same app from there. It's going to be a really good way for us to stay connected, and I just hope you'll take the time to do it. So hang up your rotary phone, right? And turn off the TV and get out your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, your computer, and get with it. We've got to learn some technology to stay connected in a world like this one. And I want to stay connected to you. Thank you for listening to this long lecture on technology. I hope that today I'll hear from you. Maybe you'll send me a text or a tweet or a Facebook message or something to let me know you are connected. I'm glad you are. Have a great day. See you for Bible study tonight, 6 o'clock. Bye.